You're listening to Find Your Strong with Christine and Ella. I'm Christine, a personal trainer.
And I'm Ella, a nutritionist. And we're both also intuitive eating counselors, both fiercely non-diet and both done with toxic wellness messaging.
In these episodes, we talk honestly about how to care for your body without guilt, shame, or restriction. We are so glad you're here. Let's find your strong. Hello. We're recording. We're a bit all over the place today, everybody, because it is very hot. And my family have got a hot jar now that every time I complain about the heat, I've got to put money in.
That's such a good idea. My children would be so rich by now if they
Mm.
did that. I am the worst complainer about the heat. I don't mind when it's rainy. I just can't bear this.
I mean, to be fair to my kids, I moan when it's cold because they've got Raynaud's. And for me,
Oh, yeah.
the heat is, I used to like the heat, but I'm 50, I'm perimenopausal, and I do not
Yeah.
like sweating all the time.
I know.
Sweating. And this is why we're talking about what we're talking about, because I sat on the bus yesterday to go to the beach. Now, we're very privileged. We have a beach right next to us. We can go jump in the sea, and it's
Nice.
lovely. But to get to the beach, we had to get a bus for
Of
20 minutes, and it was a very busy bus. And was there air conditioning? Of course, there's not air
course
conditioning.
not.
And I bloody hell. And I sat there going, I'm okay. I'm not hot. I'm okay. I'm not that hot. It's going to be okay. And of course, I just couldn't stop sweating. And I resisted the sweating because I hate sweating. And the more I went, I'm not hot, it just got worse. And
Yep.
I think this is a general thing, but if you keep resisting the fact that actually I'm really hot and I'm uncomfortable, wouldn't it be better if I just accepted it and
Yeah, I suppose you just focus more on it if you're trying to resist it, right?
well,
Your focus is
it
heightened.
persists. The more I go, I'm not hot, I'm not hot, I'm not.
Hmm
Of course I'm hot. And I
hmm
get more panicky because I'm not hot. I'm trying not to be hot. And that, of course you're hot.
hmm
Just maybe accept it.
hmm
I had a similar thing. It's the reason I'm thinking about it is because I spoke to my lovely counselor this morning about it. And it's something that I do constantly. It's like I don't want to be the kind of person that struggles with the heat. I don't want to be the kind of person that doesn't look forward to a holiday in France because I'm worried about the heat. I resist that, but I am that person.
Oh, I see
And
what
it
you
is,
mean.
so I
Yes.
keep resisting it and making myself feel bad because I shouldn't feel like that and I should feel differently and and it's a similar with body image, with everything. I should not worry about how I look. I shouldn't worry if I've put weight on. I shouldn't worry what I look like but I do.
Mm,
It's that it's okay to feel a certain
hmm
way and do it
hmm
anyway, kind of. So that was my thinking behind
mm,
what we resist persists.
hmm
So I don't know if that makes any sense.
It makes complete sense. And I would, yeah, now I'm thinking about it, I'm probably the same on quite a lot of aspects and in a lot of areas. And I think a lot of people probably resonate with this because it is that we have this idea of what kind of person we want to be, but
Hmm.
some things we just find it's very difficult to help yourself, right? To yeah. I mean,
But
there's
there's a bit of you has got to accept. So it's
mm,
something that I noticed in so we've just been through eating disorder recovery with my daughter. And there's something that I noticed in the approach to eating disorder recovery is to make anorexia the big bad wolf. It's this evil
mm,
demon that lives inside of you,
mm,
rather than going, actually, it's a part of you. Maybe make
mm,
friends, not make friends with it, but like talk to
mm,
that part, or just
mm,
not it is a part of you, and it's
mm,
generally a protective part that's just trying to say you've got other stuff going on. I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you feel this way. Who knows? There's many reasons, but the more we resist it and feel shame over it and think it's the bigger it gets. That's the feeling that I have.
yeah. I would 100% agree with you. And I think with the people that I've worked with who have had eating disorders or are in recovery from it, that's exactly how we approach it. It's like, let's not push it away. Let's just see it for what it is. It's there. It plays a part in protecting you. It does this and this. There's a reason for it being there. And let's just accept that there is a reason for it.
Yeah.
And maybe I think the key word that you just said for me, it was shame. And I
Mm.
think the more we resist anything, the more shameful we feel about the thing that we're resisting. Does that make sense? So I think, and this is completely new creative thoughts on my part because I hadn't thought about this beforehand. So bear with me if it comes out as a jumbled mess. But I think the shame element is the thing that we have these ideas of what we should and shouldn't be doing, and because we can't always help ourselves to not do them, there is this shame, like, oh, what we failed at being that person that we want to be. And it's not something that we admit to, and therefore the shame can grow because if we talk about it, shame can't really survive when we talk about stuff that we find difficult. But if we don't talk about it and we struggle on trying to be this person or trying to have these qualities that just aren't really sitting right within us, I think it's a breeding ground for shame.
Yeah, I think so. And I think it's kind of true, certainly in terms of eating, in terms of,
Mm.
but like, it's things like anxiety. I think it's really true that, a silly example, but I always think examples help a little bit. But on the plane recently, I was really scared. And I do this thing that I'm not scared. I'm a grown up. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm not fine. I'm a
Mm.
mess. And
Mhm.
and actually admitting that is really freeing.
Yeah.
And the last time I went, I've probably mentioned this before, I went to the front of the plane and said to the stewardesses, I get really nervous flying and this turbulence is really making me a bit, is there anything
Hmm.
that you'd recommend? And they
Hmm.
were great. They were absolutely brilliant. And I
Hmm.
felt so much better for just not sitting in my seat pretending to be fine
Yeah.
when
Yeah. But
I
you were
really,
seen, weren't you? They heard you, they thought, okay, that's fine. They didn't have a problem with you having being scared. It was
no.
just you who had a problem with because the person you want to be is the person who isn't scared of sitting on a plane, right? Yeah, I had a similar thing yesterday at the dentist. I went to the dentist and I have quite severe dentist trauma from when I was younger, when I had my wisdom teeth dug out. I'm not going to graphically describe what happened, but it was awful. And ever since then, whenever I go to the dentist and they say, "Oh, we need to replace that filling," I just break out in a cold sweat. So I
Mm.
had to have that done yesterday, and he said, "Oh, you probably get away without sedate, without like numbing it." I'm like, I will not get away without any needles. I need to have a needle in there. Numb my face, please, thank you."
Yeah.
And I could have been the person. I would have liked to have been the person who said, "Okay, yeah, cool, let's do it. Let's just see what's the worst that can happen." I'm not. No, no, no.
Yeah.
Push that stuff into me so I don't feel a thing. It's bad enough hearing the drill. So yeah, I think there are. And he was like, "Yeah, totally cool." And that
Oh,
then put me at ease because it wasn't an overreaction on my part. But I think sometimes when someone shares a fear or shares something that they find maybe a little bit embarrassing or uncomfortable, not to belittling it and actually seeing them for, what it is and just saying, okay, that's just what it is and
I mean,
accepting it.
if you had said, "Oh, fine, I'll go ahead," because you were desperate to try and resist that feeling,
Mm.
you probably would have had a horrible time.
Hmm.
The fear would have got worse and you would have got more anxious
Hmm.
or so,
Yeah,
you
exactly.
absolutely did the right thing. And it's that bit of, I find it, because we're talking about body image and on this podcast quite a bit, I find it
Mm.
relates to body image because there's
Mm.
days where I went shopping with the girls and my daughters, and changing room mirrors are crap
Oh,
now.
yeah.
And you tried some stuff on and went, I don't like how I look in that. And I don't like how.
Yeah.
And then I went, oh, I shouldn't be thinking that because my job, I work with women to empower them and to not. And,
Hmm.
but then I actually was like, I am hearing the part of myself that is going, I'm struggling with that actually.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm sort of listening to that part and kind of being okay that it's there because it's
Yes.
natural. We live in a culture of frigging, this, it doesn't
Exactly.
look this way, but not this way. So
Yeah.
it is absolutely natural. And by trying to kind of beat yourself up for having these thoughts,
Hmm.
I think it's that it just makes it worse.
Yes.
Then you get in an inner turmoil, inner fight in your brain, and you just,
Yeah.
I don't know, the feeling then persists and it keeps going.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. And you think there's something wrong with you for not being, whatever it is that you think is wrong with you, but there is this feeling of I maybe I haven't tried hard enough, or I'm failing at this, and whereas understanding that, just accepting that yes, it doesn't always feel good and you don't always feel happy about what you look like is, I think, key to getting to a place of body acceptance. Doesn't mean you have to love it. You don't have to love all outfits on you or get them just because you feel like I should be able to wear that. If you don't feel comfortable in it, then I think admitting that that doesn't look good on me. Not everything looks good on everybody,
And
but
it's resisting things like resisting the size that your body is.
mm,
That also leads to pain and makes
yeah,
everything worse. So if,
yeah,
for years and years and years, I resisted the size that my body wanted to be. So I was
mm,
always eating less than I needed and working out more than I needed to
mm-hmm,
because I was desperately trying to resist the body size that my body was just naturally going to be.
mm,
And so that just led to years of turmoil within myself and fighting with my body
yeah,
the whole time. Whereas if I'd just gone, okay, maybe I wanted to be that size, but that's not who I am. I can feel a certain way about it. That's okay that that's there.
mm-hmm,
I'm going to feed myself anyway. Do you know what I mean? The difference.
mm,
You can say, yeah, it's okay. I wanted to be that size. I'm not. I
mm-hmm,
want to be that size, and that's okay.
mm-hmm,
Do you know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
I think that's better than going, no, I'm an empowered woman. I'm very happy to be exactly it.
Yeah,
Do you know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah, 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 exactly. We don't have to swing the other way and say, "Oh, I'm just so happy with everything," because I think that puts a lot of pressure on us to be like to love our bodies, even if deep down we're not happy with it. There's some
Yeah.
things that we don't like, and accepting that. It's a two-part acceptance, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
accepting that my body's doing what it needs to do, right? But it's also accepting that doesn't necessarily have to feel good,
Yeah.
right? It's like it's two things because if you're resisting the oh, what's my brain thinking? If you're resisting the accepting part, you're forever trying to change your body, and sometimes that just isn't possible, or most of the time that isn't possible.
And I really think, I don't know, I think this has just been a light bulb moment for me because it is. So if we're going to France on Friday, and it is that because it's going to be 40 degrees, I don't want to go, but I'm also going to go.
Hmm.
And I've got in my head, I've got sort of different things. I think it might be okay.
Hmm.
I think I'll enjoy parts of it,
Hmm.
but I really am quite worried and I don't like the heat. So
Hmm.
all of those things can be there.
Hmm.
I don't have to be going, no, I should be like so excited about this holiday for the girls and I should feel like you it's okay for me to kind of go, okay, I'm sure there'll be good times.
Hmm.
All right for me to feel a bit worried that's there,
Hmm.
but we'll get through it, all that. It's just accepting that that's okay. It's
Yeah.
normal. The weather's hot. It sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
You don't have to be perfect. It's this kind of
Mm.
sort of be this amazing positive force all the time when
Hmm.
do you know what I mean? I'm maybe
Hmm.
articulating it very well.
Hmm. No, no, no. I think I know what you mean. I think it is I was thinking about that sort of link to trying to be perfect and trying to tick all of the boxes all the time and being the fun person that just takes everything in their stride and doesn't find anything difficult. And I mean, I'd love to be that person. And I find it really hard to admit that I'm struggling. I really do. I quite like a moan, but it's about, it's like about the weather. I'd like to moan about the heat, of course. But admitting that you're struggling with something it can be really, really hard for someone who has perfectionistic tendencies. And I
Yeah.
think it depends on who you're with. Sometimes it's been made harder if you're with a lot of fix-it people, because when you are struggling and someone's always there to give you a quick fix or to suggest what you might want to do, that's kind of the opposite of being seen. That is just basically feeding their ego to find a solution, and that makes you feel worse. Whereas if you have like your flight attendants who are like, no problem, madam, we will sort you out, we will look after you, and it's fine, we will make sure that you're comfortable. That is being seen, but it's not like saying, oh no, you'll be fine.
Yeah, and this is the thing. If you'd gone to the dentist and I'd go, oh, for goodness sake, will you stop worrying? It's no big deal. It's only a filling. It's not that big a deal.
Exactly.
You would have been like, oh, I should be fine. I shouldn't have to,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. Makes
Whereas
you feel worse, doesn't it?
if
Makes you
I
feel like a
said,
loser.
oh, I
Yeah.
understand that, make sure you
Uh-huh.
answer
Uh-huh.
sedation or just, it's, I think that scenario is perfect. That really, not perfect. Nothing's perfect.
Get away from perfect.
But that's great because you kind of advocated for yourself.
Mm.
Hopefully you accept it. Actually, I struggle with this and I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
ask for a bit of extra
Mm-hmm.
stuff because
Mm-hmm.
it makes things easier.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting because Ed, my husband, is like, I said, oh, I'm a bit nervous about France, and he's like, well, I'm going to enjoy my holiday and I'm going to look forward to going on holiday. And I was like, okay, but okay. And then I
Yeah.
felt like a moany, stupid cow sitting in the corner.
Uh-huh.
Then I went, no, actually, I'm very sensitive to heat
Yeah.
and I don't
Yeah.
like it.
No, and you're allowed to have that. And I think again, this is the thing, isn't it? When someone says, "Oh, don't be such a, you're so negative." I get so offended when someone says you're so negative because I am not a negative person.
No.
However, and then it makes you feel like you're not allowed to voice any concerns or to say that you're struggling with something or you're not comfortable with something because you don't want to be that person that is seen as someone who is like a moany negative kind of, pull everyone down kind of thing. Yeah, it's tricky. And also I think it's a very binary way of looking at it, isn't it? There's no nuance, a room for nuance in any of this. It's you're either happy or you're sad. There's no in between. And holding more than one truth can be really difficult for people, but it can also be something that, we're not being taught how to do that, to accept that, you said, I'm looking forward to the holiday of parts of it. I'm also really worried about the heat because I don't like it. But holding those two things at the same time, I think is really important because those two things are both true, right?
Yes. And it's almost like that acceptance of whether it be your body, your personality,
Mm-hmm.
anything.
Mm-hmm.
Things like when I got my ADHD diagnosis, it made it easier for me to accept certain things about
Mm-hmm.
myself. That
Mm-hmm.
I was really sensitive to noise, people chewing, all of that kind
Mm-hmm.
of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that I don't particularly like I love being around people, but it tires me and I need
Mm-hmm.
time on my own. And
Mm-hmm.
I suddenly realized that's okay because that's actually just how I am. That's
Mm-hmm.
not my fault. It's not
Mm-hmm.
anything I'm doing wrong. It's just actually do you know what I mean? So that
Mm-hmm.
made it a little bit easier to accept certain things about myself and not judge myself so harshly for them, for not being
Yeah.
the perfect mum or the most positive, fun
Yeah.
person,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's
Yeah. 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 No, I think it's that, isn't it? It's the accepting, and sometimes there are certain things that help you be more accepting. A diagnosis, someone who actually sees you, someone who just holds space for you, and in terms of when you said that, in terms of body image, there's also more than one truth, and not just
yeah.
two. There is the truth that I feel uncomfortable in my body because of whatever it is. Might be the size, might be your hair, might be whatever. And I can accept that is my body, and I can accept that I feel uncomfortable with it. And there are certain things I might like. See, there's four truths already.
And it's even just to sort of say, I don't feel great in
Mm,
my body. It's
mm,
quite freeing rather than because there's a lot you're either trying to fix your body,
yeah,
you're trying to love your body. So
yeah.
it is just going, I feel a bit uncomfortable. I don't want to go back on the diet train,
Hmm.
but I
Hmm.
don't feel completely like I love every bit of my body.
No,
And it is that.
yeah.
And if you can say, I don't really love it, but I know I don't want to go back there. I
Hmm.
know that I want to give my body what it needs and I want to take
Hmm.
care of it and be kind to it. And
Hmm.
so I think that's a real good, it might be a messy middle place, but it's actually a good place to be because you know that
Mm-hmm.
didn't serve you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay not to be over here loving everything about your body. It's okay
Yeah.
to be in the middle
Yeah.
and sort of then
Yeah.
getting into your body. So that's where we get, okay, objectified body, not
Yeah.
that happy at the minute. How are we feeling inside?
Yeah.
That's what it all comes back to, really, isn't it?
Absolutely. I was just thinking exactly that. It's the how do you feel in your body, not just about your body. And I think what was I going to say about the oh God, lost my train of thought. It was something along the lines of if you find a way of just feeling okay in your body, it becomes less important what it
Yeah.
looks like. It'll be more about how do I feel? And you can, and again, that's again going back to the two truths. You can feel like you don't like the look of it, but you can still find ways of feeling good. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to be a one or the other. It doesn't have to be, I don't like the look, therefore I feel bad in and about my body. You can still find ways of what makes you feel good. Within that not liking everything about it, there are always pockets of making yourself feel good. So when you don't like your weight, there are ways of making yourself feel good within your body still without sort of focusing
Absolutely.
just on
Yeah.
that. Does that make sense? I don't think I'm stringing that sentence together
No, but
very
it's,
nicely.
yeah, and it's kind of sitting with it a little bit and saying,
Mm.
okay, I don't like it that
Mm-hmm.
much right now.
Yeah.
And can I get into it and see how it feels when I move? And
Mm-hmm.
I actually find when you get into your body and move it in a way that feels good, you do
Mm-hmm.
tend to just get this more appreciation, even from the
Mm-hmm.
outside in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it kind of just, I don't know, it's that domino effect, it just, or snowball
Mm.
effect. It just seems to help how you see yourself.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
definitely.
So
Yeah,
yeah. So on
definitely.
that note, I know you've got to run off. I also
Mm-hmm.
wanted to say, permission wise, I think a lot of this is about giving ourselves permission to actually voice what we
Mm.
want and in any
Mm.
scenario. And
Mm-hmm.
I remember, Tasha and Brandon who were on
Mm-hmm.
Rules and Rebellion. I'll put it in the show notes. He was I was saying, oh, I don't really want to do my birthday this year. I don't want to have a big party. And he went, don't. What are you
Yeah,
just
what are you
he was
doing?
like, just, avoid people. He says on his
Yeah,
birthday, he just stays at home and just like
yeah,
avoids
yeah,
all the people. And I
yeah.
was like, oh, and then I realized
Is that an option?
it was really having a party for everybody else that
Yeah,
I was doing because I
yeah.
wasn't in the mood. Sometimes I'm in a party mood, but
Mm-hmm.
I really wasn't at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And so I ended up having a party, but it made me think there's so much in life we do
Mm-hmm.
because we feel we should
Mm.
to appear to be the people that we're not really.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
we're trying to just present this image of who we think we should be rather than who
yeah,
we actually are.
yeah, yeah. Absolutely. There's a lot of shoulding going on
Well, I don't
that
know.
we.
That's why I find people who are unapologetically themselves so
Mm.
appealing.
Yeah.
And, like Deb Benfield, who we had on,
Yeah, but don't
just
you find
herself.
that in this sort of society, it is quite a bold step to take to actually be who you are, because there is a lot of there's loads of us who are people pleasers to more of a lesser degree. And also I find that there's always a solution to everything. So if
Yeah.
you need to be able to resist the temptation to fix, I think, as well. Because if you admit to anybody that there is something that you feel uncomfortable with, there will be 10 people knocking on your door selling you a solution straight away. So you have to be very resilient to all of that
Mm.
to say, actually, no thanks. I'm quite okay with feeling uncomfortable about this and, sticking to your guns and to kind of doing what you feel is the right thing to do. Like, Brandon saying, no, I'm going to lock my door. No one's going to see
Yeah.
me on my birthday. I'm doing me, rather
Yeah.
than having like a bunch of friends saying, oh, no, we can organize it. Come to the pub and we'll sort
Yeah.
this out. there's always fixers that want to sell you a solution when you voice any concern or anything that you don't want to do or you feel a bit bad about. There will be people who want to fix it for you. And I think that is incredibly hard to resist.
And it's that kind of thing that I'm realizing you can do. I can say, I don't really like wrinkles and I don't want to have wrinkled neck or I don't want that. But I actually am also not willing to get any work done
Yeah,
because I don't want to model that. That's something that's
yeah,
a value of mine.
yeah.
Of mine. I don't judge anybody else because
Mm-hmm.
everybody has their own values and
Mm-hmm.
what's important to them. That I want to model to the kids that
Mm-hmm.
your body is not a project to be fixed.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I still might not, it doesn't
Love
mean
it.
that I'm sitting going, oh, I love my, no, it
Yeah.
does not mean that. So that's okay to accept. Oh, I don't
Yeah.
love the fact that, it's
Yeah.
put goggles on and 10 hours later you still got your
Oh, you
ring.
too. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's why I don't do any front crawl attempts because I
It's
would
so
just, it's
stupid, isn't it? I
ridiculous.
don't love that, but
No,
I'm also not going to go and get that fixed.
no.
So it is that, but if I resist that, if I go, I'm not going to have lines under my eyes, then I'll spend my whole life trying to
Mm-hmm.
resist that and get, and it's nothing wrong with getting work done, but I know my personality that I would keep getting more, it would never
Mm,
stop.
mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? So there would
Mm-hmm.
be, because that's then not perfect, and then that's not, then that's it
Mm-hmm.
just
Mm-hmm.
continue. So it's,
Mm-hmm. So in that sense, to go back to the topic, you have to resist that urge to fix. Otherwise, if you don't resist it, it will persist in the sense that you will continue to have work done,
hmm,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah? Did I get that?
No, so it's the other way around. So it's what you resist persists.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You're resisting the aging
Yeah,
by
exactly.
having the work done, and then it persists because you want to have
Yeah,
more and more work done. I
yes.
probably didn't
We're
say that right, but
we're
yeah, that's what I
speaking.
meant.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
I know.
Oh, it's hard. It's hot. It's hard.
I threw you this week. What you resist persists, and I knew what I meant in my brain. But
Uh-huh.
I do think it has so many touch points with
Oh,
body image
definitely.
and nutrition and
Uh-huh.
moving your body as well. I want
Yeah.
to be. I want.
Yeah.
There's another thing that I want to run at the same pace that I did 18 years ago when I did
Mm-hmm.
my fastest, like
Yeah.
air my fastest,
Yeah.
and that's not something that I can. So I could spend the whole time resisting the fact that I'm slower now
Uh-huh.
and trying to get faster and faster. And really, actually, I am a bit slower because I'm
Mm-hmm.
not running as much, and that's
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
So is that, do you know what I mean? And the more I go,
Mm-hmm.
no, I'm not good enough. I can't do this. I can't do, I should be faster. I should be, it's just
Yeah.
horrible. If I
Yeah.
go, I'm not as fast as I was, and
Yeah.
that's okay.
Yeah, yeah. It's allowing, isn't it? As you said, giving permission. I was just thinking in terms of eating, what you resist persists. It's on a very simple note, it's cravings, isn't it? If you crave something and you resist having that food, it'll keep, I mean, I think this will resonate with most people. If you want chocolate and then you have a protein bar and then you have a coffee and then you have some rice cakes, the craving for chocolate will persist. You will still want the chocolate. You will
Yeah.
fill yourself up with all sorts of alternatives. But
And you'll either then go get the chocolate or
yeah,
you'll feel really unsatisfied the whole day
exactly,
with
exactly.
all of your, and you
Yeah,
wish you'd had, so just have the chocolate, really.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
Soften the resistance.
yeah. And have it, it is warm, so have an ice cream on the beach
Yes.
if you
My
can.
new favorite thing, affogatos. Have you had an affogato?
I love affogato. So that's like for
How
those
did I
that
almost turn 50 and not have had
we used
one?
to go to Italy before kids, when we had money. Um and
Those
time
two go
and
hand in
all of that.
hand, don't they?
And I remember going to a cafe and just getting a sort of like vanilla ice cream with espresso poured all over the top. It was like my favorite thing.
It's the best thing in the world.
So good. So if
Yeah.
you don't do anything else from this podcast, go have an
Have an
affogato.
affogato. If you've never had one before, do it now before you live your life without ever
And
having had
do
one.
not listen to Joe Wicks, drink lots of water and skip a workout or two in the heat, please. Do not run up hills in the sunshine when it's 30 degrees.
What's he spouted
I don't know.
again
I'm
now?
just saying about his
Oh,
marathon. You
okay.
don't need to drink water. You need to drink water. You need to fuel. You need to make sure, especially in this weather, you are
Yeah.
not overdoing it,
Please drink
especially
water.
not
Thank you.
outside. And as a PT, will give you permission to not do any workouts until the heat wave is over.
Thank you
You're
very much.
welcome. All right, thank you,
On that
everybody,
note,
and we will be back in a couple of weeks' time. We're taking a little tiny hiatus for the summer, but
hmm
we will do lots of lovely re-releases from some of our most popular episodes.
Mm.
So watch out for that. But for now, lots of love.
Bye.